Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions of a really special knife. This is a full custom knife from Perry Customs. And this video is going to be mostly first impressions, kind of initial thoughts. I will unbox it, so it's kind of an unboxing. And then I'll kind of be doing a little bit of an overview of the knife and of the maker behind the knife of Perry Customs. So we will go ahead and get into the first impressions in just a second. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You could follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. All right, get this out of the way. And let's talk Perry Customs. So there's a few reasons why this knife is so special and why I'm so excited to finally make a video on it and finally get it in pocket. One of those reasons is it is the first custom from Perry Customs. This is #1, which is pretty crazy. And yes, this is from the summer of last year. I've had this for quite a while now, and I haven't made a video on it yet. Long overdue video. I've been a little bit preoccupied with this guy, our standard production run, and I have a couple other cool things in the works. But I finally have a little bit of time to make some videos, make some long overdue videos, and I'm very excited to finally show you guys the Ronin. So again, this is the first custom from Perry Customs. The model name is Ronin. Blade, bead blasted, Magna Cut, handle, blasted titanium, darkened hardware, signed Nathaniel Perry. So it's Nate Perry behind Perry Customs. He's a one-man show, one-man operation. And I'll just quickly tell you guys how I discovered Nate's work and his custom knives. Of course, it was on Instagram where I discover many cool things. I saw a video of his knife and I thought, wow, that is, like, aesthetically, that's a great looking knife. And then I saw an action video. I thought, okay, it looks pretty good. I found out it was a handmade custom. Wow, even more impressed. And then I heard the knife, like acoustically, what it sounds like. And I was like, yep, I'm sold. I gotta get one. I gotta get one. I gotta get one. So I messaged him. I think initially it wasn't for sale, or maybe he was going to sell it to a friend or something, because this was his first custom knife. And this is the first one that he felt like, yes, this is a good example of his work. This is good enough to sell, And anyway, long story short, I bought it. So here it is. One last look at the certificate of authenticity. Boom. Get that set aside. And there is also a thank you note, which I'm going to go ahead and get into right now. But let's go ahead and pop this open so you guys can see what the knife looks like while I talk about it. Damn. Look at that thing. Really crazy. I love the way it looks. And I also love the way it feels. Very kind of rustic, definitely feels like a custom, but the finishing work is amazing. We'll talk more about that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the thank you note. All right, so thank you for taking interest in my work. Yes, of course. So he said it feels like a very long journey. This is the first knife that he has done completely by himself, including the heat treat. That's awesome. He says, now I may not have the best equipment yet, but I put everything I have into making the best product. Yes, that definitely shows. Really, really good quality, really cool. Now let's see, what else? So his love for knives came from his grandfather. A few years ago, he found custom knives and he wanted to make one because he couldn't afford to buy one. He says it would have been cheaper to buy one. Yes. Would have been cheaper to buy one, LOL. All right. That's funny. He runs a water... So he has access to a water jet at his work. So he cuts out his own parts and then he finishes them in his garage. Very cool. He's self-taught. He's saying that he has quite the junk pile. he has plenty to learn, but that's part of the process. I mean, that's, you know, creating this and making this out of nothing. Of course, it's a long journey and a long process, and that's really, it's really motivating and really inspiring. That's awesome. Thank you again for allowing me to further my journey. Yes, very cool. So yeah, so he's looking forward to continuing making knives, making custom knives. I am. Oh, and then there's another little note about a new model coming soon. I'm really impressed with not only the knife, but talking with him and messaging back and forth with him on Instagram. He seems like a great guy, very pleasant to talk with, which again is a big portion of my criteria lately. So very cool. And his new model that I saw, it looks like kind of a simple thumb stud with a little front flipper. It looks actually really cool. I kind of want one. And then there's also another Ronin with thumb studs. He has, I don't know, I want to say only like a handful of knives out there in the world, maybe 3, 4, 5 knives, but Nate, definitely correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, definitely hard to get a hold of. And these are in short supply. But I really think that he has a long knife-making career ahead of him. If this is his first offering, man, it's just going to get better and better and better. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the actual knife. I'm going to get the case out of the way, and let's check it out. So again, titanium scales, got a bead blasted magnet cut blade. Now, one thing I remember, because I have unboxed this before, way back in the summer, and one thing that I do remember is the detent is serious. So let's attempt the flick. Yep. Strong. Okay, good. So let's check it again. Yep, easy. So the detent it's very strong, which I think most people will appreciate. For my money, it's better to have a strong detent than a weak detent, or a detent that is too strong rather than being too weak. I do not think this is too strong, but you definitely, after having it kind of hang out in the case for a while and not handling it, you do have to get used to that middle finger flick again. There you go. Boom, easy. So again, being sure to lay off the lock bar. Boom. Really nice. So once you get a hold of it, get the hang of it, it is super crispy, very satisfying to flick, and the action is just incredibly smooth. Do you guys hear that? Check it out, check it out. Amazing sounds, amazing acoustics. Damn. Really, really, really good sounds from this knife. Again, love it, love it. So nice. All right, let's go ahead and check out the blade. So we got kind of I'm calling it a clip point, maybe a drop point, clip point. We do have a really generous finger choil, which I love. I think that on one of his Ronins, he got rid of the finger choil and for more cutting length. And by the way, look at that edge. That edge is incredible. But I actually really like the choil. I think it not only looks cool, but it feels great. This is very comfortable in hand. All of the edges are contoured, kind of smoothed down, really nice. And if you guys are wondering, this is, let's see, I think, yep, spanner bit to adjust the pivot, which I think it looks awesome. This kind of, revolver style pivot. I would prefer to see a Torx just because I have a Torx laying around and I don't particularly feel like using the spanner bit, but a lot of custom makers do that where they have either proprietary hardware or they have a tool that comes with the knife or whatever it is. Personally, I think if it was Torx, I think that would be an upgrade, just because although this does look awesome, that you can get these I don't know if if does he make the pivots? I gotta ask him that. But you can get this kind of revolver style pivot with the Torx on the clip side. So anyway, small critique. So good. The sounds, the action. Oh man, super crispy detent. Feels like full flat grind. It's incredibly sharp. And we have this kind of crazy long clip, which I've not carried this knife, but I definitely do want to see how it feels in pocket. It looks awesome. Retention feels good. Man, what a knife. So I think that, oh, and one more thing to keep in mind, this is a pretty big knife. I mean, this is like, quick size comparison. I have the RR standard hanging out next. So yeah, I mean, this is, let's see. I'm sure you guys can hear my stomach grumbling and growling. It is almost lunchtime. Yeah, a little bit over 8 inches. So definitely not a small knife. I like that. Incredibly comfortable in hand. 0 hot spots. Forward finger choil feels great. Action is smooth. Detent is serious. Feels good though. I like it. All right, I think that just about wraps up my first impressions of the Ronin from Perry Customs. Again, here we go. Check him out on Instagram. And I will get this in pocket and I will be back with a full review. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Knife Standards. I will catch you later.